Game over. No, seriously, game over. Because apparently this war that we're watching, yeah, it's really not about oil. It's not really about geopolitics. It's not even about winning. It might be about replacing your money. You know, that green little thing called the US dollar in your pocket? Yeah, the one that you're working for, saving, maybe stressing over. Yeah, that one might be quietly getting escorted out the back door while everyone's distracted watching missiles fly on TV. Because while Donald J. Trump is out here basically saying, hey, Iran, we can turn your entire power grid into a fireworks show by tomorrow, the markets are over here having a full-blown panic attack.
Unfortunately, there's a long history of regional Middle East conflicts, and the markets need to adapt to that. So that means there's a lot of historical precedent for how markets do digest these events. Now, what we can basically say is that such conflicts tend not to end a bull market in stocks. In fact, it's almost never happened. In fact, in 1990 and 2003, the outbreak of hostilities between the U.S. and Iraq actually triggered an end of a bear market and the beginning of an upturn. That being said, usually there is a reflex pullback in the markets. Usually it's brief and shallow. Maybe it lasts a few days or a week, and it's almost entirely dependent in the short term on how much oil prices go up. The transmission mechanism between turmoil in the Middle East and the U.S. economy and financial markets tends to be the oil price.
What we've heard from oil industry executives and analysts is that we're in a narrow and closing window to stop the damage from the war in Iran from getting significantly worse. Sometime in early to mid-April, a number of stopgap measures that the U.S. and others have put in place will simply run out.
Countries that don't have the fuel are already in the process of rationing it, and the rest of us are going to have to get there very soon.
Stocks are dropping, oil spiking, Bitcoin doing whatever Bitcoin does when it gets emotionally unstable. Yeah. And right in the middle of all of this, the Strait of Hormuz, aka the world's don't touch this or everything breaks button, suddenly becomes the world's most important place on Earth. Totally normal. Nothing to see here, folks. Meanwhile, the same people who told you that inflation was transitory are back again, looking at you, Federal Reserve and Jerome Powell, probably warming up the money printer like it's a 2008 reunion tour. And of course, you've got Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum, who have been saying for years, hey guys, every crisis is a great opportunity to reset everything. Oh, good. Fantastic. Love that for us, right? And just by coincidence, pure coincidence, I'm sure, you got companies like BlackRock and Tether building the financial plumbing for a whole new system while all of this chaos unfolds. But yeah, I'm sure it's just about oil. Sure. So the real question is, are we watching a war, or are we watching the dollar get quietly replaced while everyone's just too busy arguing on social media? Well, stick with me, guys, because what I'm about to show you